All righty. What's up, guys?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Coming in live on a Wednesday. We got another episode of the show that hasn't been named yet. Kicking it more today with Adam Rice and Storm Miller, myself, Kerry Tober. Adam on the hard 75 or 75 hard, whatever they want to call it. So we're going to count how many times he drinks from that gallon of water during this call. Storm, I'm going to need you to keep a tally. Little hash marks. Oh, and coffee. So he has to drink an additional 16 ounces of water to counteract for that. What we're going to do today is we're going to put Adam on the spot, ask him a couple of questions about how ISI got started. He's got a really interesting story. Started way back in history. You know where I'm going, Storm. Adam, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you grew up, what your story looked like, and how you ended up starting ISI back in 2000.
I want to know. I want to know what the weather's like in Philly first.
That's the end of the show. You got it. That's the whole.
Oh my God! So we're going end of show now. Okay.
You can't start with the most important thing today.
Yeah. That is the most important thing. Cool. So yeah, what was the question? How do we get started?
Yeah. I mean, I know that back in the day when you were 16, 17, you were playing baseball, right?
You're trying to nudge the fat story. I got you. Yeah. So a lot of people ask when the brand got started, and technically in 2013 was the first location. But I would say it went back to when I was a middle school and high school kid. I was growing up, always overweight, always struggled with weight. And was always very talented when it came down to baseball and the skill set of hitting and whatnot. And so it was really a defining moment. I was about 17 years old, about 270 pounds, 275 pounds, something like that. Went to a camp at the University of Iowa. I grew up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And so I had a dream of playing in the Big Ten for the Hawkeyes. Went to a camp. Hoping to get recruited. Nice way. Coach B pulls me aside, pretty much told me in a nice way. He was professional about it. Told me I was a liability on the base paths, and essentially I was too fat to play at Division I level.
Where's this guy? Where's this Coach B now?
I don't know. I should look it up.
Yeah, Storm.
I don't want to release his whole name.
You do a little Googling while he's telling the story and find out where Coach B is.
I can find him. I know exactly where every single coach I ever spoke to is coaching right now.
Good. Let's find this guy. Get him on the show.
Anyway, so it was in that moment where I had to make a decision. I think it's the first defining moment for me where, as far as personal development goes, that I really saw what a decision in a moment of moving forward and pressing forward did in that moment. And I remember going home that night and obviously being defeated, but I as a 17-year-old, super immature and all the emotions flying, I remember sitting there and saying, like, all right, I can allow this to fuel me or defeat me. And it was the next morning I started YouTubing workouts and how to lose weight and all this stuff, and it went on about a 6-month spell there to where I was working out twice a day, every day. And I don't say that's where I fell in love with fitness, because I'm still, believe it or not in love with fitness. Yeah, I'm in love with the outcome from it. And I saw, I learned a lot through that process, ended up losing about 60 pounds and saw what it did for my life. Long story short, ended up having the opportunity to go play at a junior college for a year, and ended up at the number 4 team in the country, Coastal Carolina. Played there for 3 years as a starter. Had a good collegiate career. Got the opportunity to play in the Cape Cod League, and ended up having a really good career. But none of that would have happened hadn't it been for that moment. I think it's those defining moments in our life that we can all go back to and said, man, like, I wouldn't be on the path I'm at today if this didn't happen, even though if it was, a point of pain then, because most points of pain are going to move us in a direction. So,
all right. So how do we get from Adam Rice, all-star collegiate baseball player, to Adam Rice, fitness trainer, business owner? How did that path take place?
Yeah. So going through that transformation, I was always entrepreneurial growing up. So I was the one with the lemonade stand, at 6 years old, and everything from, I don't know if you guys remember when iPhones came out, there was this thing called SI phones, and they came from China, and you could put your SIM card in it. So it was like poor man's iPhone. But anyways, I found this website. I ordered like, I think 100 of them, sold them on Craigslist as SI phones, not as iPhones. So always had integrity there. But it was good. Like we sold them for like $100. I think our cost of them was $40. So just slinging them left and right. So I always had the entrepreneurial, and then knew I wanted to do something with fitness. And in 2010, we had lost the University of South Carolina to go to Omaha on ESPN. My name was in the Myrtle Beach community quite a bit, and just wanted to leverage that opportunity. Started training athletes, and that was the history of it. I had a internship left to do to get my degree, so I went into Anytime Fitness that was right there by the campus at Coastal Carolina, and told them, like, look guys, I'll pay you $800 a month if you let me start your personal training program. I get to keep everything from
say it like that, or did you walk in and you were like, I will pay you $800 a month?
No, I was like, hey, I need an internship and I'll give you $800 a month, but I get to keep all of the revenue generated from something they weren't even generating right now. So it was like a no-brainer for them. And quickly had two guys working under me. I think we had, I don't remember, 40, 45, 50 one-on-one clients. And then went on to open Beachbody Fitness in 2011, small studio. And then learned a lot, failed even more. And in 2013 opened ISI. So that's how we landed on the brand.
I think you skipped a little bit of two of the best parts right here, Adam.
Oh God.
So
that's two.
That's it. We're counting that. Thanks, Storm. You're doing a great job. So how did you change the name from Beachbody Fitness to ISI Elite Training? What happened there?
So got a letter in the mail out of Philly.
Kind of letter.
Out of Philly, a lawyer out of Philly.
It was
right. It was P90X, Insanity, the big mega corporate Beachbody, sent me a cease and desist letter that could not use the name any longer. And so had a decision to make that we had to change our name, and we were already looking at opening a new facility. And in that moment, I had Beachbody Fitness, and then I also had a restaurant and bar at 23 years old, which is not a good combination. So we ended up selling the restaurant and bar and closing Beachbody and opening ISI. And the way the name was, so ISI, for anyone out there that doesn't know, it stands for Iron Sharpens Iron, from Proverbs 27:17. I was in a sermon one Sunday, and that was what the whole sermon was about, was iron sharpens iron, as one man sharpens another. And essentially talking about a level of accountability, a level of, who we surround ourselves with is who we're going to be like. And then also, I think when looking at that scripture, a lot of people are like, yeah, the big piece or the big takeaway is, making each other better. But also, I think equally as big takeaway is you can't sharpen iron without friction. And so that's important, that, there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be things in front of you that you have to overcome to get to where you want to go, and keeping that mindset. So that's where I was like, man, that's a perfect name for what we're trying to do. And that's how ISI came.
So I got one more question for you on this front. There's plenty of ways to expand. I know that you have a mission. You and I have spent a lot of time talking about that. Why franchising?
That's a great point. Yeah, it's a great model to where it makes sense just to continue to expand corporately. But what I found out throughout the years, and as I transitioned from the Myrtle Beach area to moving our family up to Charlotte, was the heartbeat around a community. It's the stronger a facility is, the stronger the community and the heartbeat. And so bringing an owner into that each and every facility only makes it stronger. And so huge vision. I think it kind of plays in the name, is we're better together and stronger together. And so, passing the brand on and allowing other people to be a part of the mission and the vision to bring this coast to coast, we can accomplish it way faster together than we could just through corporate expansion. And, I want to give other people the opportunity to be impacted like it's impacted my life as well.
Right. And right now, just to comment, we have, I think, 11 franchisees who have signed on, 11 franchisee groups. And, to your point, Adam, you're finding the right people to carry on what you've put together. You're rigorous in the process of who you're allowing in and awarding these licenses to. And we're really excited to see this. All right. Storm Miller, what is the weather in Philadelphia today? Well, you're on mute. That's not going to work.
My mistake. So I can tell you that the weather today in Philadelphia is nothing like it was yesterday. Yesterday was brutal. Today, not so bad. We got a little bit of rain last night. So warm front was pushed out. We've got a little bit of a cooler front coming in. All right, we've got a high of 81 degrees here in Philly. There's going to be a little bit of humidity. Drives the real feel up to 84. But again, much cooler temperatures today than what we saw yesterday. Tomorrow, looking like it could be heading back in the warm direction. So we'll see what happens the rest of this week. But right now, beautiful morning to take the dog out for a walk. Alan saw that firsthand.
Seems like we got a real hype.
You're gonna end up getting hired to be a meteorologist off this show.
Oh my God!
Somebody's gonna find me. Storm Miller with your 5-day forecast.
Storm too. I didn't even think about that.
Let's go.
Wow. All right. Here's a quick little video. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, it feels awesome. It's close to home. It feels like family when I come here every time. I love the workout. I love the push. I love that they pay attention to what you're doing and make sure you're doing it right.